What's happening, Newt?
What's going on, Fizz? It's football season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, a little different format this year for the 2-point conversion with Fish and Newt.
Yeah, people get to look at us now. I
I
don't know if that's a
don't know
good
if
thing or
that's good
not.
or not. We got probably some bugs to work out, but we're gonna try
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah, we'll see how it works. I'm excited.
Brief recap. So, I guess the last podcast we did, I'm blurring in and out. That's just how I look, y'all. The last podcast we did, I never did get uploaded, and I think it was around the
Which one was
Alabama
that?
game.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the preview, wasn't it?
It was a preview, and we lost that game. And I'm like, I'm done with all this editing. I'm done with, it would literally take me days after me and Nutra would record like on Tuesday night, Wednesday, and maybe I get it up by Friday. This here,
Yeah,
this is going to be quick. There's not going to be any editing. I told Nooch, I'm sorry, we're not going an hour. Me and Nooch used to go an hour and a half, and I would whittle it down to 50 minutes. And that's why it
yeah.
took me so long. And I think we lose viewers with that, or some of them know how to do YouTube and they speed it up to 2 times and we sound like gerbils. But this is easier. I think it's way cooler now that we've gotten into it. We just think we downloaded this software,
Uh,
what, Sunday night?
Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah,
Oh yeah, maybe,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, it
Today's
was. That's true.
Thursday.
When I was, yeah, so yeah, it was like Sunday that I downloaded and started playing with.
Yeah, today's Thursday. LSU plays ball Sunday night, and Will Campbell's going to tell us all about it here shortly. Can't wait to let y'all hear that. That's something new we can do. We can share some video. You see, Nooch has got some highlights in the background from, I guess,
This
man,
was
that looks,
prior to the 23 season, so most of the highlights would be from 22.
yeah, there's Jaden Daniels. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Me, I just got this little background here, but I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna play with some stuff. But yeah, in
I
the
figured it would be
meantime,
the
so
highlight for honestly.
since Nooch is drinking some German West Texan beer too.
It's
Ziegenbach.
brewed in
Okay.
Houston. It's brewed in Houston.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you gotta get what you gotta get.
Yeah,
But
first time I drank it was when I was at your house for Ida.
mhm. When when we last met, I didn't have the things going on that I have now. Since we last met,
Um,
I have lost my job. My wife lost her job. We both got new jobs. Um, but now I have to go to work every day. That's like I have to go to work. Before I
welcome,
was a
welcome to the
manager, I
world.
worked from home. Now I'll actually only go to work 3 days a week, but when I'm the 2 days a week that I work from home, I am glued to this desk with a computer in front of me, and I don't have the freedom I had from my old job. I don't make the money I made either, but we're doing good. We're doing really good. I don't want to, I'm not complaining, but yeah, things are different. And so that's part of the reason why I wanted to go this route where we didn't have to spend so much time editing and fooling with this, and it was getting stressful. And man, I'm a farmer now.
Yeah, how is the forming work?
The farm is doing well. We got 2 inches of rain 2 days ago. That's the first rain we had since pretty early in July. It was 110 several days in a row. Who am I talking to? You're in West Texas.
Man, we haven't had the temperatures this year as last year.
We
I think
did
the highest we've gotten so far is 105. It rained here today, actually, a little bit earlier. I'm pretty
crazy.
sure we got roughly about a 64th of an inch or so, which
Yeah.
is pretty much
Yeah,
a
I was
monsoon.
actually kind of shocked Tuesday night. We got a legit 2 inches. And then Wednesday night I was coming home from work. It's raining again. Like this is insane. It hadn't rained in
Yeah,
weeks and weeks, and the hayfield's already starting to green up. I got what, 5 sheep? I've got the what they call the painted desert sheep, which are not really
okay.
wool sheep. They're not sheep like you think of. Oh, let's shear the sheep, the white sheep. No, these are painted, so they're all different color, painted desert sheep. Um, the rams have big horns, not the ones that I have yet. I will put up a picture behind me next time we meet of a ram that's got horns that literally like 3 feet, 4 feet wide. And I bought that Ram's son. So I've got him. His
Okay.
name is Slowhand. I name
Eric
everything
Clapton.
after musical. He shares a birthday with Eric Clapton, so he's Slowhand. I got Gordon. Gordon's about 8 months old. He's starting to get a little curl going. But yeah, we got 12 chickens, and I just got too much stuff going on to do all this editing.
So I don't have a zoo. Oh, well, I don't have a farm. I now have a zoo. I
Yeah.
have two snakes. I have a tarantula, two rats, multiple cats and dogs. Uh, Next on the list is a monitor lizard. That's going to happen.
Don't
Period.
don't you
It
have a
will.
scorpion?
No, he committed suicide, so no
Oh,
longer have the scorpion. He decided to swim across his water bowl and did not make that trip.
yeah, they're not very good at it. We find scorpions in our pool every morning. I go net them out. They're on the bottom. They evidently are not very good swimmers.
They must be horrible because his water dish was so shallow that if he just stood up, he would not have drowned. But he apparently felt the need to swim instead of walk and didn't make it. So he's gone. But I will catch another one.
You'll
We
catch
have plenty
another
of
one.
yards on all. Yeah,
All right. Well, let's get to it. So USC versus LSU. How long have we been waiting for this game? About 21 years?
21 years. Uh, and wow, about time. Would have
Yeah.
been nice if these guys' dads would have played each other, but hey, take what you can. Finally get a chance at it.
21 years ago, LSU and USC allegedly shared a national championship. I mean,
So
if I'm a USC fan, I'm buying that. They technically were a national champion,
hey, look,
AP.
I get it. They had a great year that year. That was a damn good team. I do think we would have beat them if we'd have played them,
I
but I
always
think that might
thought,
have
though, we
been,
should have played them.
yeah, we should have. And I think the college football world got shorted. That's the
Yeah.
game I think we should
A
have
lot
seen.
of LSU fans got mad about the fact that they, claimed a national championship. And I'm like, in reality, I was at the game, the SEC championship. We played Georgia with a good friend of mine, um, who gave me tickets and drove me there.
Nice. That's a
But I
very
was
good.
there.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. But I was there, and when we walked out, we were listening on the radio on our way to the hotel, and they're talking about, LSU might make it to the national championship game if this goes this way and that goes that way. And we were shocked because you Nooch, it had been since 1958, way before I was born.
Which is
I didn't
way,
even
way before I
fathom
was.
that. Yeah, kiss my ass. I didn't even fathom that. But then we went back to the hotel and we watched, and we already knew we were watching ESPN. And like, man, Oklahoma got stomped in the Big 12 championship game. They got killed. They're out, and then we wind up playing them.
Yeah,
And in
yeah. I
reality, I
remember.
always thought we should have played USC.
I agree. I remember that night. I stayed up very late watching the West Coast games because the outcome of the Boise State Hawaii
I
game
was about to say it was
was
Hawaii and
pretty.
somebody.
That was going to be the determining factor. I don't remember who won the game, but whoever it was who we were pulling for. And I stayed up. I want to say it was like
Boise
two or three
State
in the
won the
morning.
game. Boise State beat Hawaii, and USC had beat Hawaii, but it hurt their strength of schedule.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like a three ways removed. It wasn't
Hmm.
even games that should have affected. But yeah, I stayed up late watching. I want to say it was close to like 2 or 3 in the morning our time by the time that game ended. And I actually called and woke my dad up and I said, "Dude, I think we're in." And sure as shit, we were. It
Yeah,
worked out. It was amazing.
yeah, amazing to think back on that. 21 years ago, dude. 21 years.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
didn't even have kids yet at that time.
you didn't have what?
I didn't even have kids yet. No, I take that back.
I was about
Lil
to say
Nooch,
you had one.
yeah, Lil Nooch was already born. You're right. He's 22 now.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting. I was thinking he was like 13.
I don't know what they can see. Can they see like where it says newt and where it says fish?
I have no clue.
Y'all let us know in the comments. Anyway,
Yeah,
so we're gonna do a semi preview of this game. We're not gonna go in depth into the season because, quite frankly, like I already told you my excuse, I haven't had time. I gotta wake
yeah,
up and feed chickens, feed sheep, feed cats, feed dogs, and then drive. I don't know if you've ever been to San Antonio, but it's a big, geographically, it's a big city. I'm on the southeast side of it. I'm actually outside of it, southeast of it. I work on the northwest side of it, and the traffic is insane. So I don't have time to do a bunch of research, but I did start doing a little this week, and I got some opinions.
You got me beat because I have moved out of two different residences and into a third just in this week and
You got air
flew,
conditioning?
flew home. I do have air conditioner. It was 84 degrees in here when I went to sleep last night. It was 68 when I woke up. So
Hey,
we're good.
that ain't bad.
And I had the great pleasure of driving a loaded U-Haul halfway across the planet with my youngest son with. I do not recommend it. If any of you get the opportunity to do it, just shoot yourself instead.
Especially
Save
with
yourself.
Nooch's youngest son. I wouldn't
Yeah.
drive across the road with him.
I,
You know I
Smart
love
man.
that kid. I love that kid, but God, he knows how to get on your last nerve.
And he does it 100% intentional.
Oh yeah. He's good at it. He's very good at it.
Very.
So, Nooch,
Yeah.
I want to talk about a couple of things. I said I only know a couple of things, right?
Right.
Let's start with the defense.
Okay.
Sorry. The defense was not good last year. Whole new defensive staff, but we got same
Yeah.
players for the most part. For the most part, we got the same players. And then some of them we don't have anymore, but we really didn't replace them. We didn't replace them. Cornerback room scary, and that's me and Nooch. If y'all know anything about us, we love cornerback play. We love DB
Yeah.
play. It is depressing, and both of us have as our man crushes cornerbacks. But
Indeed.
it's
Yeah.
a little depressing and scary knowing we're about to play USC.
It,
Because USC, that's their strength against our weakness right there.
yeah. It is. Now, honestly, you want to know when's the last time I was somewhat nervous about a defense? Well, going into a season at least was actually going into the '03 season. If you remember, back then we weren't
Okay.
dominant defenses yet. I mean, we had serious hiccups, and
So 21 years ago.
yeah, because I mean, if you think about the dreadful defenses we've had the last few years, I didn't expect them preseason, so it wasn't a concern going into the year like what it is now.
Yeah. So my man crush is Ashton Stamps. I'm about 100% positive he's going to start cornerback on one side.
Yes,
Nooch's man crush is Zy Alexander, and I'm 100% positive he's not going to start this game, but if he was fully healthy, he would be the other starting cornerback.
yes, and from everything I'm hearing, he is technically speaking 100%. He's cleared.
100%.
He's full go. He's taken participation. He's been a full participant all fall. He's not there yet, conditioning wise, football speaking wise. So he's
He's not
healthy,
football ready.
correct.
He's
So
not in
we'll
football
see him
shape.
this weekend. Yeah, I think we'll see him this weekend. I'm gonna guess that he's gonna go out with the twos, but we'll see. And within a week or two, he'll be the guy.
Okay. I would agree. Like I said, if he was healthy, he would be the opposite starter across from my guy, Ashton Stamps.
Right.
Instead, what we got right now is we got Sage Ryan. And I like Sage Ryan. I don't like Sage Ryan at cornerback,
Yeah.
but it's
I
not
agree.
his fault. He was not recruited to play cornerback.
No, he's a safety. I mean, that's who he is. That's who he should be. I mean, I guess it could be worse. It could be Major Burns playing there.
Major Burns, from what I understand, he's basically going to be playing what they call its star position, which is pretty much what Harold Perkins played last year. Yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully that frees up Harold Perkins to play the Harold Perkins position.
I think Harold Perkins is going to be. A lot of inside linebacker, but I trust Blake Baker way more than I trust Matt House at this point.
Yeah, I
Matt
well, Matt
House,
House has
uh,
shown.
Matt House lost all credit last year. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Because there's, I mean, no, it wasn't the talent we're used to in the defensive room, but there was no excuse for how bad we were last year.
Mm,
I mean, there was talent there, which means it's a scheming issue at that point.
yeah. And so we'll see. We'll see. Boy, talk about a test. USC, that's what I know about them. They have a good quarterback. Yeah. LSU and USC, Newton and I were talking about the similarities. Say what you said, then I'm gonna say what I said.
Yeah, the two quarterbacks that we just lost last year went number one and number two in this past NFL draft.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
theirs went
I don't
number
know if
one,
that
ours
ever
went number two.
yeah. And then you brought up the point that that's also the last two Heisman
Yep.
Trophy winners.
Yeah, 2022, Caleb Williams, 2023, Jaden Daniels, Heisman Trophy winners.
And
But
then the similarity that we didn't mention is two guys starting this weekend played in the bowl games last year,
mhm.
and
And
both
both
were
of them were
MVPs of their
MVP of the bowl game.
yeah, and played very well.
Yeah.
So it's it could be a good show.
I think USC has a potent offense. You know how we talk about, and I heard Nick Saban say this the other day. We can say his name now, and we don't have to bleep it out because he's not the Alabama coach. But um,
Correct.
but anyway, I heard him say the other day. He was talking about LSU, and they're like, "Oh, but they lost those wide receivers," and he laughed and he said, "You can shake a tree in Louisiana, and wide receivers fall out of it." I'm not
No,
concerned about why. I'm never ever, and I've said this years running now. I'm never concerned about wide receiver at LSU. Not right now. Not in this era that we're in,
I, we
because
were
all we
getting
do is
we
churn
were
them
getting
out.
wide receivers. Yeah, we were getting wide receivers drafted in the first round running a Les Miles.
Yeah, but so I'm good with our wide receivers, but USC, they also have some stud wide receivers, and they have a quarterback that can sling it. So
Yeah,
their strength against our weakness, in my opinion. Our defense, the bright spots on our defense, I think the linebacker crew is easily the best unit on the defense. But I told you this
yeah,
the other night. That only works if the defensive line didn't get their shit pushed in.
correct. And
Because if those offensive linemen can get to Harold Perkins, it doesn't matter how good Harold Perkins or Greg Penn, number 18, by the way. Harold Perkins, number 7, by the way. But it doesn't matter how good they are. USC has 300 pounders running at them and pushing them. Physics.
right, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like you, I've done very little research. I couldn't name a single person on USC's line. Uh, I know a guy you're looking in to see in Jacoby and Guillory. He's going to have to play a big role this year. We need to get back to yeah. LSU always had the moniker of the DBU, but if you think about every year we had those studs, it always started up front. We had some absolute
Oh yeah.
monsters that played on the D line, and I'm sorry, Glenn Dorsey's not walking through that door this year.
No, no, and you mentioned I'm going to speak on Jacoby and Guillory. It's because what little research I've done, I've heard some really good things about Jacoby and Guillory. Always knew he was strong, but technically, he had trouble finding the ball, and I've heard that has been corrected. Hey, new D line coach, new defensive coordinator, should be an improvement uh, on both of those. But we'll see, because sometimes it's like an election. It's the lesser of two evils. You know, like every election
Yeah,
of our lifetime. But
pretty
um,
much.
but anyway, Jacoby and Guillory's being talked up. But is it because he's the lesser of the evils, or is it because he's really that good? We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's
hoping
that's
it's the
one of the
latter.
matchups. Yeah, that's one of the matchups I'm looking to see is see what our D line looks like. Your D line has to get pressure. They have to. or even as I say that they have to at least eat up blocks.
Yeah,
I
eat up
mean,
blocks.
even
Let because we got great linebacker crew.
yeah,
But
like
like I said,
you
if
know,
the
I mean,
defensive line is getting pushed backwards into them, they're castrated.
yeah, exactly. Like I mentioned Glenn Dorsey, his time, even when he was getting double and triple team, that opened up Tyson Jackson, that opened up Ali Highsmith, that opened up someone else to make a play. And hell, those guys got drafted simply because Dorsey made them look good.
Dorsey was so good.
So,
Tyson Jackson got drafted number 3 overall. Come on.
which is about 6 rounds too high.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, six
But thank
rounds,
you,
not six,
Glenn.
six, six
Whatever
five.
money he got, he should have given Glenn Dorsey half of it.
Probably three-fourths, but yeah.
But I will say this: what little I'm hearing about USC is offensive line is not their strong point. There's that old adage like, well, our offensive line is better than theirs. Well, our offensive line, unfortunately, is not going up against their offensive line. I wish they
Correct.
were. I wish they were.
Yeah. Uh, and that is one of the things this season I'm looking into seeing is I'm curious to see how teams like USC and UCLA are going to do transitioning to the Big Ten
Hmm.
because in the Pac-12 everybody plays that they're all similar style, and the Big Ten is similar style to each other, which is not the same style that USC and UCLA play. And I'm curious to see how that transition works to see what are they going to look like on a full season against the types of guys that you typically only have to prepare for 1 week. Now you have
So
to do it all year.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But one of the things that is going to keep us honest about keeping these things shorter is they have to be. They don't. I can't do these very long. It'll cut us off.
Yeah.
So let's move to the offense, and I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I want you get ready to queue up some video. Not yet
Okay.
though, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Um,
Okay.
2019, who was the best player in college football?
Joe Burrow.
I would agree. He was the best player on the best team, but that doesn't always mean the best player. But Joe Burrow was the best player.
Yeah.
Last year, who was the best player in college football?
Jaden Daniels.
Maybe, maybe. I don't know. He
Out him, we lose a
he
few more
certainly
games.
had a case for it. He won the Heisman.
Yeah.
But something I asked you today, I didn't ask you. I told you. I said the best player in the country this year is not going to win the Heisman.
No, I agree.
And who is it?
Will Campbell.
It's Will Campbell. LSU has the best offensive line in the country. Period. Brad Davis is building a machine. Um, and the cool thing about Will Campbell is he's really, really good at football. Probably,
Yeah.
unless some quarterback jumps out, Will Campbell's got a really good chance to be the number 1 overall pick. Really does.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be top 5, unless something ridiculous happens.
Yeah.
But I like to hear this young man talk. You got some videos?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. You ready?
Yeah, play number 1. Play number 1.
Okay. Wait, you want to set it up or just
Yeah,
gonna let it go?
basically the reporter is asking Will Campbell, okay, he's a college student, he's going to Las Vegas, what do you think about that? Going to Vegas. Oh, Vegas. Play number 1. And don't forget to share audio. Boom, 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 boom.
So, what do you think?
It didn't happen.
It did not happen, and I don't know why it didn't happen. Because I told it to happen.
There you go. Now you're screen sharing. Play
Okay.
number 1.
Yeah. See, yeah. These are the glitches we need to work with right
Yep.
here.
Go
Ready?
ahead.
Go to
Yep.
Vegas is to play football.
Have you guys talked about that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that, we're going there for one reason only. We aren't going to Caesar's Palace. We're going to whatever the name of the stadium is to play USC.
Just give
I love it. I love it. That worked really well. All right, good job. I told you we're working out some kinks. We're learning this, but yeah, I just love it. Whatever the name of the stadium is, we're going there to play USC. That's the only. He says previously in that clip, he says the only time I'll ever go to Vegas is to play football. That's the only reason I would go to Las Vegas is to play football. He doesn't care
He's
about
a
all that.
football player.
He's a football player, and he's the leader. I think he's the best player in the country. Period.
I think so. I'm sure some position player is going to get the credit and the
Oh, sure.
accolades for it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
okay.
fine.
I don't think he cares. Hey,
I don't think he does.
I hope he's right about this second clip, but the little reporter, she sounds like she's about 12. I don't know who it is, but she asked him what goal he has for the season or what goals. Go ahead and play number 2.
All right.
That.
So have you set any personal goals for this season? If so, what are they?
Win a national championship. That's it.
Period. Win a national championship, and that's it.
He wasn't even
Next
interested in the
question.
next question or nothing. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, we're
that's
done.
it.
And then on number 3, we haven't talked about the offense really. Let's go ahead and talk about the offense a little bit, and then we'll play number 3. So you mentioned we lost Jaden Daniels. Well, we lost Brian Thomas Jr. We lost Malik Neighbors. We lost some pieces, man. Logan Diggs. Logan Diggs transferred out. So we lost some key pieces to the offense. What we didn't lose is any offensive linemen, and they're really good. But now we got Nuss. Nuss is really good. But LSU, I think it was Doxy on the on GameDayTigers.com the other day asked, what are you expecting? And just trying to generate some conversation. And I told her, I said, we're going to be fine offensively, but we're not going to be last year's offense. We're not going to be 2019's offense. We're going to be maybe 2012's offense. 2012's offense. Nooch and I like talk about a game we went to. We didn't go together, but we both went. The South Carolina game in 2012, and LSU just took the will of South Carolina. South Carolina came in there top 5. Had Jadeveon Clowney and that other dude, whatever his name was. They were so great.
I can't remember, but they were. I want to say they were number 3 in the country.
Number 3, yeah, I think so.
Number 1 defense. I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And we just took their will.
And we did that with a patchwork offensive line. Remember, you and I talked before the game about who was starting that game, and
yeah,
man, we were sick to our stomachs walking into the stadium, and that was actually the game where Les Miles coined the phrase "Death Valley," where opponents'
dreams come to die. Yeah, because Jeremy Hill took over, and the offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage. And we talked about the USC's offense, pretty high-powered offense, and I don't know how well we're going to stop them, but I know one way to stop them is to keep them on the sidelines. Their offense can't be on the field when our offense is on the field. And we got the best offensive line. And we got some hosses at running back. They're not necessarily proven. I mean, Josh Williams, number 18, by the way, Josh Williams. Will Campbell, we've been talking about him. He's number 7. He's not going to wear it because he's an offensive lineman, but he's honorary number 7. But yeah, that's the last time we had an offensive lineman that was number 7.
2019.
2019. Lloyd Cushenberry?
Yeah, except he wasn't 7, he was 18. But close enough.
Oh, you're right. He was 18.
Yeah, he was 18, and Caleb Von Chasson wore it on defense.
Yeah. That's right. We only had the 1-7, but we had 2 18s. But hey, honor special number on the offensive line. Hey, we did pretty good that year. But yeah, we're gonna have to control the clock. That's how we're gonna win this game. Go ahead and play the third clip, and we're gonna have to cut it. So we're getting close. I just got a warning. That's a terrible. Okay, there you go.
If you could describe this offense in one word, what would it be?
Let me think. Let me think of an appropriate word. I'll say explosive. There's a lot of explosive playmakers, not only on the outside but the inside in our running back room. And like I said, we're going to run the ball. So that's not something we're hiding or trying to keep quiet. I'm telling everybody right now, we are going to run the football. So you can take what you want with that. And Caleb, Josh, Caden, all these guys, they're all big, powerful, fast guys, and I'm just excited for them.
All right. So basically said what we talked about. We're going to run the ball. And that's, in my opinion, we don't do predictions, right? If we
Correct.
win this game, that's how we're going to win it. We're going to run the clock out. We're going to take their will like we used to do under Les Miles. And then eventually I think this offense will get clicking with Garrett Nussmeier and the wide receivers. We are loaded at tight end, by the way.
Yeah.
I hope we got enough balls to go around to keep all the tight ends.
Yeah, I hope so. You mentioned the running game. That is one thing I've missed over the last few years is being able to just line up. And there was only a couple of teams in the entire country who could stop us, even though they knew exactly what we were going to do,
Yeah,
exactly what we wanted to do, and they still couldn't stop it. And I think we're going to see some of that this year.
I do too. And we're going to start seeing it Sunday night. We got to cut it short because, like I said, I already got a warning. and we may
Yeah,
work on
next
that.
week
We'll
will be
see.
quicker because we won't have the bugs to work through next week.
Well, and plus I could upgrade and get a longer recording, but we're going to do what we got for now. But hey, y'all, join us over at GameDayTigers.com. Hope you guys enjoy this new format. Hey, go
Definitely.
Tigers. Sunday night.
Comment on it. Let us know what you think. Go
Yeah,
Tigers.
go Tigers. All right.